Gibby, do you have any update on Aaron Sanchez?
Well, I was hoping maybe you asked about the game. It was a pretty damn good game. We won 2 in a row.
How was the game, Gibby?
Huh?
How was the game?
Yeah, exactly. You know, how about all those other guys that stepped up? You know what I mean? I understand he's a cornerstone guy, but hey, it was a great game. You know, it really was. You know, we had our backs against the wall. You know, Sanchez had to come out, and you look what the bullpen did. It wasn't, you know, against our old nemesis, Archer, too, you know, who's been awfully tough on us. You know, he's a great pitcher. And you know, we're proud of our guys. They just kept plugging away, and got the big hit there late. You know, Batista, you know, died, and then Big Russ got that one, you know. You know, your go-to guys. That's what they do. So, great game. As far as Sanchez, we don't think it's a big deal. What happened, it wasn't the area they cut. It's just the remaining nail kind of up near the top kind of split a little bit, whatever, across, you know. So that was it. So he can be fine.
Next question.
We need to find some. There's got to be a manicurist in this crowd, I would think. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Rob.
Gibby, Tepera came in and gave you some really strong work in a pretty tough spot. He couldn't have been expecting to come in and pitch there. What can you say about the job that he did?
You know, I think Ryan's just coming into his own. You look back in that the game out in Anaheim last week where he came in through 3 innings. Because early on this season, you know, I mean, he's got a great arm. He's got as good stuff as anybody. But his command was a little bit off, you know. And you go back to that outing, and of course what he was doing today, the difference is he's locating the ball. And, I mean, he can overpower you, good hitters. So I just think he's really just starting to come into his own. You know, we've seen how good he is the last few years and what he has to offer. Now it's just all starting to come together.
Sorry, John, just clarification on Aaron. So you said he's going to be fine, so that means you're expecting him to make his next start?
Well, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
But
just curious. That's looking for clarification.
But he is going to be fine.
Okay.
Good-looking young man. He's going to be fine in life, you know, I would think.
It was quite an eventful day for Jose. I mean, getting pitched behind his back or whatever it was in the first inning, and then 2 hits to reach 1,000 with the Jays. So, is this maybe the kind of game that he needed to get him out of whatever funk he's been in?
Well, you know, I think it's been coming. You look back in the last week, you know. Yeah, congrats to him, you know. 1,000 hits, that's pretty good, you know. As far as throwing behind, I don't get that, you know. I don't know if that had anything to do with Souza, you know, and with it. All I know is, I mean, when Souza, we had that little dust up down in Florida, there was nothing there. He's had plenty of at-bats since then. He came and hit the big home run again. I mean, so if we were going to do something, I don't know why we would have, but, you know. And my issue with it is all, I would expect there would be got to be some kind of suspension. I mean, if the way they handle things now, you know, I saw the Machado thing the other day. The ball was thrown behind him. Now, if the umpire had not issued a warning, okay, maybe he didn't think something was wrong. Since he issued a warning, maybe he was, maybe something's not right here, so he issued a warning. So if the umpire thinks somebody issued a warning for a reason, maybe he thought there was some intent, maybe there was some intent, and that's why I would imagine the league would step up like they do most of the time. So I'd be disappointed if they didn't. You know, you got to maintain that, whatever the word is, continuity. Standard.
About Bautista today, how much truth do you think there is to kind of the idea that when something like that happens to him, he gets emotional and fired up, that elevates his level of play?
Oh, I believe in that. You know, because I've been around Jose a while now, and you know, he's got the flair for the dramatic. You know, he's had so many big hits around here. And I've also seen him have balls thrown at him, hit him, thrown behind him, and he answers back with a big home run. We've seen that a couple times too, which you don't. I mean, that's rare. So, you know, Jose, you know, obviously got up to a slow start, but it's starting to come together for him. But you know, there's certain players in this game that rise to the occasion. You know, when things get tough, and he's always been one of those, and that's not easy to do. You know, but, you know, he's kind of, I mean, I've said this before, he's around the league, he's kind of viewed as a villain, there's no doubt. And I think that's partly because, you know, I mean, he's such a good player. He's burned so many teams, and he's got that edge about him. I mean, we got a few of those guys. But But when you know him and you've had him, you managed him, you coached him, whatever it is, you know what kind of guy he is.
Based on some of the feedback that we're seeing on social media today, there's questions about whether Sanchez came back too soon. Did you have any anxiety going into this game that he, based on what you saw on that finger, that he was coming back too soon?
No, I mean, but that's a world we live in, you know. Just ask Donald Trump. Everybody questions everything you do, you know, good or bad, right? No, Johnny, if we had, we sure as hell wouldn't have been out there, you know.
Anything further?
You guys don't like Donald Trump?
Hey, Gibby, it's been a while coming, but what, with winning 2 games in a row and getting your first series out of the way, what's that going to do for this team, do you think?
Well, I mean, think about it. It's pretty amazing. You go through a whole month without winning 2 in a row until the end. In a lot of ways, that's hard to do, you know. But I think I mentioned a couple of days ago, I mean, this team, they keep, our record stinks right now. But every night they hang in there, they make a run at it, you know, and I tip my hat to our guys for that. You know, it'd be easy to, you know, pack it in. You can fall behind late, you know, you're facing the better relievers, whatever, you shut it down. But they haven't done that. And really, that's all a manager and a coach can ask for. And, you know, it's a unique bunch. You guys know them well. The majority of them been here a while. And you know, it's kind of, it's an interesting, unique group, but they show up to play.